we'll shortly bring this service to a close. I've enjoyed the things that we've been listening to. If men and women would just take heed to it and really apply it in their lives, then it would be all right. There's many things that the Bible speaks about that's kind of contrary to the way that we in our world look at things. But I believe that the Bible is true. I believe that it's right. And somewhere along the line, we have just kind of got off track just a little bit, Brother Chad. You know, there was even a time when Jesus, he had come to a little well of water, and he had sat down. And he was just sitting there, and the disciples went into town there in Samaria, and they went to get some food for him and for themselves. And while they were gone, a woman come by and began to talk to Jesus. And then it wasn't long after Jesus was talking to her and convincing her that he was the Messiah, brother, and that the disciples even came back to him. And brother, and they brought him food. And you know, he looked right at them and he said, I have meat that ye know not of. And they began to perceive in their mind and in their heart, and they thought, well, somebody else has come along and brought him a little bit of food. But you know, he said, my meat is to do the will of my Father. And brethren, and to finish his work. And then, listen, he looked right at him and he said, say not within your own selves that there's 4 more months, and then comes the harvest, because I say unto you, look out at the fields, look out at the world, the fields are white, ready for harvest right then, Brother Larry. And I want men and women to understand that today is the day of salvation. You may never get another chance in this world, brethren, and I want you to know that when God begins to work in your heart, Brother Kendrick, that's the time to be obedient, because I'm telling you, it's the doer of the word, not just the hearer of the word, brethren. But I want every body to understand today. Listen, I was listening to the news last night, and I heard them talking about 50 years ago. Yesterday was the day that they landed on the moon, the first time that a person had ever set foot upon the face of the moon, brethren. And they were talking about what a great accomplishment. And they said that it was probably one of the greatest achievements that had ever been recorded in the history of our world, brother. But when I was sitting there watching that, I listened, and I was all alone. I began to talk out loud a little bit to them. I guess if somebody would have heard me, they'd have thought that I was crazy, because I said, well, it ain't the most important thing by far, brother. It might have been a great thing, but I want men and I want women to understand that 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, somebody came here for a reason. Brother, listen to me, and he done it for me, and he done it for you. I've done it for them that's on the outside looking in, and they go on about their business. Yeah, but I want men, and I want women to understand how that salvation, listen, how close is it? It's as close as you want it, and as far away as you push it. Oh, but I want Everybody to understand you've got to want it more than you want anything else. That's a hard saying, ain't it, Brother Thomas? It's a hard thing to think, well, I've got to love the Lord more than anybody else in this world. I've got 4 children. Listen, Dad's sitting here. Mom's sitting there. My children are around. My wife is in my, listen, in my heart, and I want everybody to know, all my Lord wants is for Him to be number one. And you'll put Him first, brother, and you can love your wife, you can love your husband, you can love your children even more than you ever thought of doing it. Because He gives it to us right down inside. Listen, everybody to understand, this world is not my home. I'm passing through. I've got my eyes set on a better land. Did you know the very first meal ever eaten on the moon? Listen, they don't even tell this story much. When they landed on the moon, brethren, and the very first meal that was ever going to be eaten, one of them astronauts, before he left on his mission, he went to church. No doubt he's a little bit scared down inside. I'll let you know what he got with his preacher, and they got him the bread, and they got him the wine from communion, and he wrapped it up, he said, and he put it in, a little satchel, and when they had landed on the moon, everybody, no doubt has heard the famous words when they were climbing down that ladder. One of them said, this is one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. Because that was broadcast all over this world. But when, one of them got ready to eat the first meal, he opened it up and he brought him a Bible, and he opened that Bible up and he began to read, brethren, that the Lord, He took bread and He blessed it and He broke that and He said, take and eat it, for this is my body. But you know what? When he first got started reading that, somebody down in NASA began to hear it. It was coming loud and clear as a broadcast, and somebody walked over and turned it off so no one could ever hear it be said. But he said, I promise you, that was the first meal ever eaten. This world, it ain't got no room for us. Not really, it don't. But I'm glad today that this world ain't my home. I've got a better land to go to. Listen, it ain't gonna be long. I look out and I see we're just few in number today. And I look out though, and I see the problems of life, how that sorrows have come. Sickness has come in all of our families. I'll tell you what, it's a hard world to live in. This little boy, Chris, he's going to have problems. But wouldn't it be wonderful if we could just point him to the man called Jesus? Even when sorrows and troubles come, everything will be alright. You see, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, in this world. Don't know, Brother Chad, how long we'll be. But I promise you one thing, everything's going to be all right. When that trumpet blows in the morning, you know, I went down, Brother Chad was talking about Brother Henry. I've been to see him quite a few times. Even in ICU, I went in to see him. They wouldn't let me in. They said visiting hours is about 6 o'clock. And listen, and you're about 2 hours early. You need to wait a little bit. And I spoke up and I said, well, I was pastor, and they opened the doors for me. And I walked in there to ICU. I thought he'd be unconscious. But when I got inside, he was laying there, and he was wide awake. And he said, Daryl, it's good to see you. And I said, well, Henry, I've got to confess something to you. I had to tell him outside that I was your pastor to get to come inside. And he looked at me and said, you are my pastor. And he said, well, Daryl, I'm a praying man now. Listen, that's why when we went down to the hospital the other night on Tuesday evening, and that man was just, he was spitting up blood. I ain't talking about saliva with blood in it. I'm talking about blood, Brother Kendrick. I thought surely he ain't gonna live through the night. But Chad told you he gave his hand to the church. Listen, he just kept saying, I want to get out of here. I want to be baptized. And he said, I want my children to come to church with me. And you know what? I didn't get to go see him the next day because we had the funeral. Listen, but the very next day after the funeral, I went down there and I walked in the room, and the bed was made, and nobody was in it. It gave me a little scare, Brother Mike. I went to the nursing station, and I asked about it. She said, we moved him to right there. And I walked inside of there. He was sitting up, already been standing and walking around. He knows what we all need. Listen, and I walked in and I said, Brother Henry, you're looking mighty good. He said, I'm feeling mighty good. I ate a meal for the first time in about 4 weeks. I finally got to eat, and he said, I'm feeling good. He said, you know what? Listen, I'm feeling this good. Even if I don't get out of here, everything's going to be all right. Because if I leave this world today, young's rest assured, I'm only going over I'm only going over home, and that's where I want you to come and meet me. Listen, you brothers, go ahead and get to the song. I want to say while the brothers sing, while the sisters sing, the church doors, they're wide open. And if anybody wants to come home and make this church home, there's no better time than right now. I promise you one thing, your years you may think, well, I've got 50 more years to live. Those 50 years are going to come down to just months, and those months are going to come down one day. What are you going to do with that one day? As long as I stay here in this world, I want to give Jesus be obedient to whatsoever the Lord has placed on your heart. You be obedient to that, and you'll be all right.
That's right. That's right.
It's important for men and women to pile up just a few stones along the way so that their children will know which direction that they have went. It's very important that we always be up and about our Father's business.
Was grace covered the fear? Was grace?
You don't get it, though.
Be obedient whatsoever the Lord has
Oh, she's precious.
She's a stinker.
She's good out,